Келеш, идвай тука. Ще научи как да правиш бабешка картофена хня. Окей, бабо, тъкмо тук имаме ние американски сладки картофи, ще ми покажеш как да ги сготвя. Добре, оставям сладките картофи, ще готвим с твоите картофи. Well, potatoes. Yep, we'll be cooking potatoes today. Thanks to potatoes, Slav survived a lot of times, won many wars, even whole nations survived on potatoes for years like the Irish, so potatoes are good for you. Today we will be preparing a potato stew. This potato stew is not something very special, not something groundbreaking, but it's a very popular Slavic dish. Mainly because you can prepare a lot of it, it tastes very nice and it's very cheap to prepare. Like cheap even by Slav standards, which is pretty nice. Obviously, this is the reason we love it so much. Now, you may have heard that potatoes are not a traditional Slavic product. You cannot be more wrong. Basically, we invented the potatoes. And the proof for that is that we even have a special word for potatoes. We have the word kartof. Now kartof sounds a lot more original, powerful and true than potato. So from now on we should call all the potatoes in the world kartofs. I would like to tell you some cool story behind this dish, but there's no such story. My babushka used to prepare it a lot because potatoes are very easy to find and very cheap, as I already said. Basically, it's hard not to find potatoes, and that's why we have like a ton of Slav recipes that include potatoes. There's even a potato banitsa. Imagine that. My family had kartofs planted in our garden and we had tons of potatoes, so we needed to put them into good use. Because of this, I've come up with tons of nice potato recipes, which I will show you in the future, but today we'll be sticking to the stew. Slav folks, as you can imagine, do this potato stew in a lot of different varieties. Some people put meat in it, some people do it vegan. Vegan by accident, of course, not by design. Today we'll be sticking to the vegan variety, because yeah, why not? But if you're a meat lover, stick out for the bonus round. I will show you how to prepare very nice tasting pork chops. The good thing about this potato stew is that it is one of the easiest recipes that we'll be preparing on this channel till now and maybe in the future. But it's very easy to prepare at home, so you can get a very nice touch of the Slav cuisine without spending a ton of time and effort in preparing it. With that said, let's go to prepare it so you can become level 7 potato Slav chef. And of course we'll start with the products as always. You need 30 to 40 milliliters of goat juice, 400 grams of red grenades, 2 kilograms of Slav goat, vitamins for health, different types of veggies of course, salt, paprika, sweet paprika by the way, some are savory, and basically a knife. Yeah, to cut down things. You have to cut your onions in a very fancy way. Shot at least from 2 or 3 angles while cutting them. Sadly, this will not spare you from crying. After all, their name is cry apples for a reason. And for medium-sized cubes, you don't need to be perfect. From the top view, you can see that I'm not perfect in my cutting skills. You don't need to be, but make sure babushka won't see you because you shall be potatoes. Finish up your onions and start chopping the red pepper. It's red maybe because it's socialist, who knows. Do it in huge chunks again, no specific form is needed. Also murder your carrots, they deserve it for no particular reason, but I challenge you to try and cook a whole carrot. Turn your stove on medium. Put on the red pot from the Balkan War. Douse it in oil, because this is essential. Say goodbye to your family and friends You spent close to eternity time peeling potatoes. Feels like Gulag all over again. Hello darkness, my old friends. I'm peeling potatoes here again. When your oil heats up, throw in all your vitamins. In it. Yes, in it. Basically like Frodo through the ring in Mordor. The science says that some vitamins are better for you when you use oil to cook them, as they dissolve in oils. Slav science. We invented science as well. Mix everything up well. I use a wooden spatula. My pot is safe from scratches. As you see, my pot is in a perfect condition. Put the lid on so everything cooks better. When the vitamins are cooked, start cutting potatoes in. Cut some more potatoes. After you cut the potatoes, cut some more potatoes. And some more. We're cooking potato stew after all. Take fancy shots of your potatoes to post to Slav social networks. Adding hot water so everything boils faster and cooks faster. Stir a little bit and add the lid on and leave everything to cook without bothering it. If you bother it, it may decide not to cook. After some time the potatoes should be ready. Time to add the tomatoes. Disclaimer here, add the tomatoes only when the potatoes are cooked. Do not add them before the potatoes are cooked, because they won't cook. I said cook too many times, but there's some real chemistry behind this. I'm not sure what exactly. Add salt and paprika, like you need to add a lot of salt and paprika. Not so many salt, but a lot of paprika. And a ton of summer savory for a green touch and flavor. You know that we love summer savory. Stir everything and leave it to simmer. You may put your stove on low. Meanwhile, get some white powder of that, the white flour type, and mix it with some cold water. This will thicken our stew. You can use cornstarch too, but we Slavs prefer flour. Add it in the pot and mix very well. Leave the stew to simmer for 5 or 10 minutes and we're basically ready with the stew. Bonus Slavness. The bonus round is especially for the ones who cannot go without meat. We'll prepare some pork chops. In some of the next videos I'll show you the Slav way to cook pork, but not now. Now we're going casual. We'll need 1 kg of pork meat. I use neck meat, a little bit of salt, some totally Slavic things like Worcestershire sauce, strange name sauce, sesame oil, pepper and soy sauce. You should cut your meat into chops or steaks. Put some soy sauce all over the meat, bait it in soy sauce actually, add medium amount of Worcestershire sauce for some flavor and sesame oil. You can go with sunflower goodness, but I keep it only for special things. Add a generous amount of pepper, freshly ground if possible. Add some salt, don't use a lot of salt as the soy sauce has salt too. Mix everything up so the meat is covered well. Add some moist soy sauce if needed. Our pork should be ready after that, which means only one thing. Take nice shots of it. Throw it in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 392 in non-essential units. Magically bake it for seconds and we're ready with the meat. You can totally skip it and go full vegan on this recipe, by the way. Slav difficulty level 2 out of 5, nothing hard here, just need to peel a ton of potatoes. Also, you can cook a lot of this goodness in bulk. It is a perfect recipe for a newbie in the kitchen, there's really nothing to mess and it cooks almost by itself. So 2 out of 5 for this, not more, no less. Babushka wanted to give it -5. Energy for the ones who track their energy input, like Babushka tracking the electricity bill in the winter, the approximate nutritional values for a portion of 400 to 450 grams of stew and 100 grams of pork chops. The calories should be 590 calories, 33 protein, 50 carbs and 26 fats. This is a perfect Slavic dish. It has a lot of veggies, has carbs and is very tasty. Combined with the protein source of choice, you can take advantage of the bonus round or go with some sausages on the side. I usually love eating this with feta cheese or some goat quark. This is perfection for me. This is one of the most common things a babushka in my country would make you, because it's tasty, easy, fast and cheap. A lot of people know it as babushka potato manja, which means the potato stew of grandma. With that said, I hope you like this Slavic goodness, and if so, make sure to potato subscribe for more. Slav you next time!